Please, Lady Ada.
New York's hottest club. It's show and tell.
It's true.
We've got everything. We've got robots. 3D printing.
We got
Pythons. Crafting. We've got Pythons.
Yeah.
We've got Jam Chaos. We've got everything.
Yeah, we got it all.
We're going to be here till 7:50. We're going to call on people, show off your best dance moves and or what you're making, crafting and hacking. And then we got to get out of here 7:50. So just take a couple minutes and unmute your mic when we call on you, and then mute it again when you're done. And you can, of course, leave when you're done, or you can keep hanging out at the coolest dance party. Let's kick it off with superstars Noah and Pedro on the dance floor.
Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Okay, so today we have a 3D printed dice roller, an automatic motorized dice roller, which I have in my hand right here. There's an LED arcade button. When I press the button, you're going to hear some ruckus. So the goal of this project is to just allow lots of different people to roll the dice without having to lose the dice, because they're all contained in this little snow globe. So the enclosure is all 3D printed and designed in Fusion 360, and it's a removable snow globe. This is actually the snow globe that we use for all of our holiday projects. So it's got a 3D printed coil that mates with it, so you can tighten it up nice. A lot of snap fit features to make this kind of work. I got a skate ball bearing and a DC motor. And there's also a 9-volt battery in there, and everything's kind of running off of the verter board. So it takes the 9 volts, smooths it out for 5 volts so that it doesn't burn out the motor. And you can do a lot of different things with it. I think people could remix this to make all sorts of different games and toys. And it just makes a lot of noise when you put the things in it. So it's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's even fun without the dice. I like it without the dice. So you guys can check it out on the Learning System, and we did a show this morning where we talked about it for like half an hour. We talked about the design and the circuit, different sort of options there, and generally pretty fun to play with. Also, got to highlight, there's an AT auxiliary port, so you can plug in existing AT switches. So if folks want to kind of use this with other peripherals, they totally can. Yeah.
What a great idea.
Yeah, 2 comments from the chat too. Someone said that project seems a little dicey. But also some thanks from AT Makers. AT stands for Assistive Technology. This was exactly what an occupational therapist had asked for one of their clients. So, you know, a person who has some disability needs can still roll all the dices and do all that. So thanks for making that.
No worries. It was my pleasure.
It actually looks really fun, and I agree. It's like, oh, you always lose the dice. This is like more fun than like shaking them and having to find them.
Yeah. It also looks like some Romulan game from 10 Forward that Data gets good at and loses, and you know, something like that.
It might make a cool prop. We'll see about remixing.
All right. Okay. Thanks so much. All right. Next, Trevor, who's part of Adafruit, and he's going to show this iOS stuff. Welcome, Trevor.
Oh,
are you?
You're muted, so click the unmute button.
There you go. Let's see. Nope, I'm going to come back to you, Trevor. So let's go. Let's go to JP.
Hello, how you doing, everyone?
Hey, JP.
I am unmuted, right? So, hey, I've got a project. I just wanted to show something. It's a very simple thing. I got my hands on some of the conductive fabric that we sell in the store. It comes in this nice little sheet of this conductive fabric. Last week, I used it for contacts on my little Morse code keyer. It makes a pretty cool contact instead of, if you want like wire to hit a nail. Rather than the wire, I've got this nice big surface of this conductive material. So I used it for that. In fact, there's a little piece I snipped out. And then I took another piece and I wanted to look into RF blocking for my phone. So your cell phone that you're carrying around, whether you like it or not, is probably recording a lot of your data about where you are. There's maybe data going out to places that you don't know about when you're using your phone. And so some people, especially this has come up with people doing protests lately, if they don't want evidence of their location, have been getting these RF blocking pouches. So I decided I wanted to make an RF blocking pouch. So first thing I tried was just wrapping the phone up in the material. And the interesting thing is it basically needs to be watertight to radio frequency waves. If there's any opening, your Wi-Fi will stay on or your cell service will actually stay on. It's weird because usually you're trying to get cell service and it's disappearing on you, but it's really persistent, and Bluetooth as well. They all kind of make their way through unless it's really nicely closed up. So I took a piece to a sewing machine and I made a custom fit pouch for my little phone that fits perfectly. And when you close the flap over, boom, I lose signal on it. I can try paging it. I can try Bluetooth things that I see drop. The Wi-Fi is dropped, and I'm presuming GPS also. I haven't tested it yet. And sometimes when you pop it open, you'll see you've lost signal on cell. Wi-Fi jumps right back on really quickly, and Bluetooth does too. So it's actually hard to see, but sometimes you can peer through the mesh and see it. So I know we've had some other projects on the Learn site. If you want to check them out on RF blocking pouches, this material is really cool for that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And JP, could you drop Trevor's going to pop back in. I think I figured out what was going on with this thing. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Next up is Scott.
Bye, JP.
Hello.
Go for it, Trevor.
I'm going to be super short, but I have a list because I have a couple things. First, CircuitPython Alpha 3, 3.0 Alpha 3 is out as of like a couple hours ago. I just did it. A couple really good bug fixes in there. So if you tried Alpha 2 and had some trouble, try Alpha 3. It looks better. I was on the Amp Hour, which is a podcast about electronics, last week. So if you want to know more behind the scenes, check that out. It's theamphour.com, I think. And then lastly, the thing that I've been doing in my spare time to like save my sanity from USB debugging is a synthesizer.
Ooh.
Not done yet, but this is the Shruti filter board,
the
4-pole one. Old Crow, C. Scott got me into it, so blame him. But I want to mash it up with the trellis board and get a trellis that is also a synth. So that's my spare time right now.
I love how you're just like, I'm out of hacking on drones and I got some other addiction. Like,
That's the way I work.
Never ends.
And my toaster oven's half done too, so it's all good.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, Trevor.
Hey. Can you
Yay!
hear me?
On
Yes,
your work.
yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
You
All
can
right,
do
cool.
it.
Yes, I got this. All right, cool. So basically, I've been working on this app. Basically, it's like a playground. So it's like so Apple came out with a app that helps developers create lessons for people that aren't really that knowledgeable of programming and whatnot. So yeah, so basically, we developed a few lessons for this My Mini Race Car project. All right, so I'll show you that right now. Let me switch over. Camera. Okay. Oh no, I can't switch over. Okay.
Oh, it's not letting you?
No, it's not letting me.
Bummer. So close. Well,
Do we go over there and I'll hold it up?
you could probably hold up what's on the screen. Yeah, because it's going to be the overhead anyway. So just let us know what this app does.
Yeah, so basically what it does, it sends commands to this My Mini Race Car. So, the mini race car can just like move forward, backwards, and forward, and like drive around and do pop wheelies and all that, all within this lesson plan.
And what app is that on the iOS device that you're running?
This is Swift Playground.
Okay.
So I just put in like 3 different commands, and let's see how this goes. I hit run my code, and it goes.
So that's cool. How's it sending the commands from the Swift Playgrounds to the robot?
So basically, you input your commands in this editor right here.
Yeah.
If you can see that. Yeah. So you just input that, and like for this lesson, it just says like just input any 3 commands. So you input the 3 commands, and then it just goes.
That's cool.
Neat.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, and then for the folks who know about like Swift Playgrounds and Apple and how like DIY electronics work or doesn't work, this is one of the first and only things that you can use Swift Playgrounds, Bluetooth, and can control your own hardware. And that's one of the reasons we did this at Adafruit is there's like stuff that you can get at the Apple store, like toys, but there's not DIY electronics. So this is one of the only ways right now. So we're chatting with Apple, and we have a couple other surprises. Trevor just released the sticker update, and then we have some Adafruit AR stuff. So we'll ask Trevor to come back on the show.
Coming soon.
Yeah. So, woo, surprises. All right. Well, thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, Chris Young. Hello, Chris Young.
Oh, hey, Chris, you made it.
How's it going?
Yeah, I finally made it. thanks to Scott for giving up a slot for me. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I got a silly fun little project that I did on 3D printing. My dad's going to hold it up here. I'm going to get rich quick. I'm starting my own blockchain.
Yeah.
So I thought I would just make that as a gag item. Everybody talks about blockchains these days.
ICO stands for initial Chris offering now.
Yeah, so it does. Okay. So anyway, it's on Thingiverse, and I put the Fusion 360 files in there as well. So it's like if you wanted to emboss your company logo or your initials on there, maybe you could have a fun little item to give away or a joke item. I've already got a lot of good comments on Thingiverse from it. I also wanted to announce a new item up on the learning system as of Monday, Net of Things infrared remote control, where you could pop up a web page and click on buttons. It's completely customizable, and it will control your TV or cable box or DVR or whatever you want. And so that's live on the learning system. Now it works on either the Feather M0 Wi-Fi or the MKR 1000. And it does not yet work on ESP8266 because my IR library doesn't support that board yet. But it works on those other two platforms really well. So that's available on the learning system. And then I also want to take a minute to say a few words about my feelings about the passing of Stephen Hawking. I'm not a person that believes a lot in role models. I don't often look up to people to tell me how to live my life. I've been kind of cynical about famous people with disabilities. At times I thought they were overachievers that I could never match. You know, I wasn't inspired by them in the way that a lot of people were. But Hawking was different because he was famous not just for his disability, but for his accomplishments. And so I took the time today to put my thoughts down in words, and I posted a short version of my reflection on the Adafruit blog with a link to a longer essay on my personal blog. So check out the Adafruit blog if you want to hear my comments about probably the most famous assistive technology user in the universe and what influence he had on me in my life.
Cool.
All right, thanks so much, Chris.
Yeah,
I read your post. I really liked it because you said it was more about being the best version of yourself, and that's what we all can do. And I liked, Hawkins was funny, and I like one of the things that you had said. You had a side story when people have role models, and I think you had said there was a war correspondent who was disabled. You're like, what's a regular person have to do to have an achievement?
When I was young, I did some poster boy kind of work for United Way and Goodwill and stuff like that. And as I said in my essay, all you had to do was sit in a wheelchair and be cute, and you could get on TV. You know, it was easy. And now, you know, you got to go climb Mount Everest or be a paraplegic war correspondent.
Yeah.
What's a guy like me got to do to get ink these days?
Yeah. No, I thought that was really good. Well, thanks so much, Chris. That was on our blog, and it's also on your website that you linked to. So thanks for doing that, Chris.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, Blitz City.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Blitz.
Hey. So this week I did my first PCB. I used Eagle and sent it off to Osh Park, so they came in. And I did it so that I could have a way to plug in the AMG 8833 thermal cam module into a Raspberry Pi, since it just needs a SDA, SCL, and then power and ground. I also threw a JST connector as well because I'm redoing my original project for it. I think it was actually the first time I came on Show and Tell. I showed it. I want a button so that I can take, it'll take screenshots of what's on screen. And I've got the script running behind. I'm not sure how well you can see it. And so then it'll save the thermal images. Here's one of the boards I didn't populate, so you can see the little bit up close. So yeah.
Neat.
Basically it, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Congrats on your first PCB.
Thank you.
Okay.
You need like a PCB cake with like a single candle.
All right. Because we're running out of time, but I think we get everybody. If everyone keeps it like a minute-ish, we can get to everyone. Next up is Kitten. Hello, Kitten. How's it going?
Hey, Ken, you got stars or something.
Yay.
Oh, we can't
you
hear
doing?
you.
Um,
There you are.
Yeah.
I'm actually working to convert the SMS backpack to Bluetooth.
Hmm.
And it's kind of slow going because it's my first project. And I think I gotta put my sunglasses on because I'm going to blind myself. Not you guys, because my camera will probably eat it. But
Well, you look really cool now.
Yeah.
let's see if
Yeah.
Cool.
Google will flip it. But
No, it looks right.
Yep.
I fixed the lipo because I ripped the one of the leads out of it the other day, and people in Discord were very helpful and reassuring that I wasn't going to blow it up. So,
Looks great.
so I've sort of gotten some of the Bluetooth stuff working, and I'm hoping it'll be done soon. And I've also, per your advice, on not, because it's a flexible PCB of putting support in. I have oops, backwards, so I won't close it. This will be sewn in the next couple of days in my local neighborhood. And I think I just accidentally turned it off. So I'll just
I can see it for a second.
Looks
All
good.
right. Well, good work.
show it to you.
Good work, Kitten. There's plenty of room on the backpack and somewhere else for an as seen on the show and tell sticker. So email support@adafruit.com. We'll send you out one.
Sweet.
Okay. Next up, we're going to go to CodingPro.
Hello. So my bot has had a lot of updates actually. And let me screen share Discord. Oh, I'm in live broadcast chat, but I'm gonna move over to my server so that I can show you what it does. Okay, so I've added a lot more commands. So 3D is a new one where it searches Thingiverse. So I can do 3D search Adafruit, and it would search for things by, is it down? Well, actually, 1 second. It's down. Maybe come back to me in a few minutes.
Well, you can also come back next week if we run out of time too, and folks can check it out in Discord. So I'll
oh wait, it's almost up. Yeah, maybe just come back.
Okay, we'll try to. All right, next up we're gonna go to Jake. Jake, keep it about a minute, and we can get to everybody.
Okay, so I got a funny thing the other day. So we did this thing at my school where you get like badges for doing stuff on Google, and I just wanted to share this because this was funny. They actually are using, if I share my screen, they're actually using your badges, which I find kind of funny.
That's cool.
That's funny.
I was like, oh, that's something.
That looks familiar.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's why we put them out there. It's fine.
It's cool.
So then I wanted to show you our Minecraft world that me and JMK have been working on. So this is on my server. We made a new world, and we basically did an Adafruit world where we customized Adafruit. So we got a bunch of stuff that would be in your.
Just like Adafruit. We have these levers everywhere. I got this big. This looks just like Adafruit.
Yeah, that's the radiator.
Yep.
This is the UPS packaging area.
Where we did it.
That didn't go correctly.
Okay, so did you get a badge?
Yeah. And yeah, so I got some badges for learning how to use Google Docs.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so we did a couple stuff like that. We're gonna make some status updates on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned.
Good work. Well, not only did you get the virtual badge, but email support@Adafruit, and we'll send you a real sticker.
Okay, cool.
I've seen on the show and tell. Google will use that one soon too. Okay. All right, JMK.
Hello. So yeah, me and Jake made that Minecraft thing, and last week I showed off my Arduino password thing, which is this box. So I made it a lot more rigid, so I can't just break it in half. And also, so now if I share my screen, which I finally
I can tell you just got a new roll of blue tape too. You're just like, I'm gonna.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Blue tape. Just press a button, but if I type something like 5658, that'll do what it normally does. But if I just gonna and plug this and plug it back in. And it should say press a button. If Arduinos are nice to me, clear output. If it says press a button, which it should, Arduinos are so
Live demo.
Come on, where are you? Thing.
I say that all the time.
So, it's like if it's executing the Arduino thing, but it isn't. You know what? Come back to me. I'm just gonna see.
Yeah, we'll try to, and if not, we'll just get to you next week. All right, we're gonna check with CodingPro, and then we're gonna go to Sophie, and then we're gonna go to Adam. If we can fit everybody in just like a minute each, we can do everything. All right, CodingPro, did you want to try it again?
Yeah. So I got it back. So basically, it gives you thingiverse search of the user, or of the project. Then I can do 3D user Adafruit. I think you have an account. I have no idea.
Yeah, we should.
The user, and then 3D project ID, and it gives you the ID. And there's more coming soon. It's now on my server. It has a GitHub feed, so you can see all the
cool.
Yeah, keep it up.
And there's a suggestions feed. You can run !suggest to suggest features, and it automatically sends suggestions to here, like test. You don't even have to do it in here. It will just
put it
send the suggestion here.
Hey,
that's cool.
Nice.
All right, keep it up.
All
right.
The bot's fixed. The thing's fixed. Whatever.
Okay. Well, let's go to Sophie, and then we'll wrap up with Adam. So, Sophie, take it away.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So I made a Circuit Playground Con badge. This is based on like those DEF CON badges that actually got to play with one last week at a hardware meetup that Scott hosted, which was really cool. So this is a laser cut plate with some mounting holes for the Circuit Playground in there. And then I added some areas to put copper tape on it. So you can take advantage of the capacitive touch functions. And then there's a little hole at the bottom for the battery to go through, and then the battery just sticks on the back. And yeah, I started with a design that was I just designed like a snake curling around the Circuit Playground. And then I thought it was kind of missing something, so I added the Adafruit star at the top. You can kind of see it better out of that like plywood material. It looks kind of cool out of blue and...
Oh, if you don't peel all the paper off, yeah.
Yeah, I just left the paper on the snake, and it just pops it out. But you could like hit that with some paint and like make it look really cool. So yeah, that's my project.
That's great.
That's a cool design.
Thanks.
Nice.
Thanks so much, Sophie. All right. Adam, play us out. Keep it to a couple minutes, and I think we got to everybody.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. I had to change laptops right before show and tell started, so audio drivers are kind of a mess right now, but that's okay.
I love it.
Anyways, my SEM's running, which is kind of amazing because about 2 weeks ago it caught on fire.
It's about time.
Yeah, that's really, really bad. These microscopes, these older ones use something called an oil diffusion pump. This oil diffusion pump literally boils oil and uses the vapors directed in a certain direction to actually pump the air out, and that's what you have to do to get to high vacuum. The oil is actually hot enough, though, that if it's exposed to full atmosphere, it spontaneously ignites. I had an O-ring fail, and my pump was exposed to atmosphere. It spontaneously ignited, otherwise known as a rapid oxidation event. This is what the inside of the pump looked like when I pulled it out. This should be like polished stainless steel, not this. And then for the oil to work, it needs to be really nice, clean, and clear oil. And the oil was just sloppy, like snot-like consistency mess, just everywhere inside this pump. So I spent just hours and hours and hours polishing this thing out. And the only thing that failed was that little O-ring right there. The valve closed incorrectly, and the O-ring kind of rolled over and let air into the pump. So, yay. When it happened, there was literally smoke coming out of my roughing pumps, which is one of the scariest things I've ever seen. But not the worst thing happened to a diffusion pump. This is from one of the microscopes at work. This was a diffusion pump that literally melted. So wow. I didn't go that far, thankfully. But still, fire in your SEM, really bad times ahead.
So I spent probably 10 or 12 hours polishing all these parts. This oil was baked on and is the hardest substance I've ever come across. No detergents, no solvents, brake cleaner, or anything could touch this stuff. It was just steel wool and steel wool and steel wool. So hours and hours of that. I had a clean pump after that. Reassembled it. It's called the Christmas tree. The oil comes out of all these different veins up here. It's directed downwards, and that being directed downwards physically knocks individual air molecules down. Had to actually, to do this, I had to take the diffusion pump off. This thing weighs like 50 pounds, and it's in a really awkward position, so that was a lot of fun. Putting it back on was worse. But then you got the water-cooled baffles. These things, this prevents oil vapor from traveling back up the scan column. Individually cleaning each one of those baffles out and polishing it, that was a really, really fun time, but one of those necessary jobs. In the end, I replaced it with a new type of oil. This is called DC709 or 704. It's a silicon-based oil, so it doesn't actually burn. And you can see it's very, very clear and very, very nice to work with. And as soon as I powered the pump back up, it's pumping 3 or 4 times as fast as it was. So this new oil is definitely doing amazing. And then there's a diffusion pump put back on. So you can see it's not an insignificant piece of hardware. And the whole thing, the whole basis heats up to about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Interior, it's a bit hotter. And it literally just sits there boiling oil. So.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. But I got the microscope back to just about full resolution. I'll just show this real fast. Not going to take it up all the way, but real fast, I can just punch into, that's 86,000 times mag. I can actually take it up to 80, yeah, there's 86,000 times mag. If I go to rapid and focus, you see we are completely out of focus. Well, you have to believe me, but I had it up to full resolution earlier today, which is really impressive considering I've only had it online for maybe, I don't know, an hour so far after getting that diffusion pump fire fixed. So.
And it's not on fire right now, so congratulations.
It's not on fire. And
yeah, great.
Considering this is the 4th electron microscope I've had to like touch in the past 2 weeks, this has been kind of crazy. So I'm happy to have this one back online at least. So
wonderful.
Yeah. It's been insane.
Right. Well, that's our show and tell this week. Thank you.
Wait a second. Sorry I'm so late, but
Sorry again, Jen.
it just started working.
Okay, you got 30 seconds.
Okay, if you type the password if you type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it says in the code that you've got the password, but I accidentally typed 3 twice, so it didn't work. And anyway, yeah, that's what it's supposed to do.
Okay. Come back next week and
did it.
Do it again.
Right on time. All right. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, NeoPedro. Thank you, JMK. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Blitz City. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everyone who was on the show and tell. We're here every week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
JP and NeoPedro. Everybody, Scott. Thank you, everybody.
Yep. Ask an Engineer starts in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.